Every English learner starts with a dream of speaking confidently, a dream of understanding movies without subtitles, a dream of having better opportunities, better communication, and a better future. But after a few days, weeks, or sometimes months, something happens. The excitement disappears, the vocabulary feels difficult, the grammar feels confusing, speaking feels uncomfortable, and slowly that small voice inside your mind starts saying, maybe English is not for me. I am not improving. I will never become fluent. But what if I told you that the biggest reason many people fail to learn English is not because they lack intelligence, it is not because they have a bad memory, and it is not because English is impossible. The real reason is simple. They lose motivation before they see the results. Learning English is not a one-day challenge. It is a journey, and every successful English speaker has experienced moments of frustration, mistakes, and self-doubt. The difference is not that successful learners never struggle. The difference is that they learn how to continue even when motivation disappears. In this video, you will discover how to stay motivated while learning English, how to build discipline, how to overcome fear, and how to create a learning system that keeps you improving every single day. So, if you are someone who has started learning English many times but stopped after a few weeks, if you understand English but feel nervous while speaking, or if you feel like your progress is too slow, this video is for you. Let's begin. The first thing you need to understand is this: motivation is temporary. Many people believe successful learners are always motivated. They imagine someone waking up every morning excited to study English for 2 hours. But the reality is completely different. Even advanced English speakers and successful language learners have days when they do not feel like studying. Motivation comes and goes. One day you may feel excited because you learned 10 new words. Another day you may feel disappointed because you made mistakes while speaking. This is completely normal. Psychologists often explain motivation as an emotional state. And emotions change. If your entire English learning journey depends only on motivation, you will stop whenever your feelings change. That is why you need something stronger. You need a system. You need habits. You need a reason that is bigger than your temporary emotions. Think about professional athletes. A football player does not train every day because they feel motivated every morning. A musician does not practice because every practice session feels exciting. They continue because they have created discipline. The same principle applies to English. You do not need to love every moment of learning. You just need to create a habit of showing up. Even 10 minutes every day is better than studying for 5 hours once a month, because consistency creates progress. Now let's talk about the first powerful strategy to stay motivated. Create a clear reason why you want to learn English. Many people say, I want to learn English because it is important. That reason is too weak. Your brain needs a personal and emotional reason. Ask yourself, why do I really want to speak English? Maybe you want to get a better job. Maybe you want to travel around the world and communicate confidently. Maybe you want to watch international content without translation. Maybe you want to build a business. Maybe you want to feel proud of yourself. Whatever your reason is, make it clear. Because when learning becomes difficult, your reason becomes your fuel. Imagine two people learning English. The first person says, I am learning English because everyone says I should. The second person says, I am learning English because I want to change my career and create a better future for myself. Who do you think will continue longer? The person with a stronger reason. Your goal should not only be, I want to learn English. Your goal should be, I want to become an English speaker because it will help me create the life I want. A strong reason creates strong commitment. The second strategy is stop comparing your beginning with someone else's middle. This is one of the biggest motivation killers. You open YouTube and see someone speaking perfect English. They speak fluently. Their pronunciation sounds natural. They can express complicated ideas easily. And suddenly you feel bad about yourself. You think, why can't I speak like? You forget something important. You are seeing their result, not their journey. You are seeing their 10th year while you are comparing it with your first year. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once struggled to create simple sentences. Every person you admire had moments where they made mistakes. The only difference is, they continued. Instead of comparing yourself with others, compare yourself with your past self. Ask, am I better than I was 1 month ago? Do I know more words than before? Can I understand more English content now? Small improvements are proof that you are moving forward. Progress does not always look dramatic. Sometimes progress is understanding one more sentence. Sometimes progress is speaking one sentence without fear. Sometimes progress is simply refusing to quit. And these small victories eventually create big results. Another important thing you must understand, your brain needs visible progress. If you study English but never notice improvement, your motivation will naturally decrease. That is why you should track your progress. Keep a simple learning journal, write down new words you learned, new sentences you can say, topics you can talk about, mistakes you improved. Every few weeks, look back. You will be surprised. You will realize, wow, I actually improved. Many learners quit because they only focus on what they cannot do. They think, I still cannot speak perfectly. They forget to celebrate what they can already do. Maybe 3 months ago you could not understand a simple English video. Now you understand 50%. That is progress. Maybe before you were afraid to speak. Now you can introduce yourself. That is progress. Never underestimate small improvements, because small improvements repeated every day create transformation. One of the biggest challenges English learners face is not understanding English. It is staying consistent when learning becomes difficult. In the beginning, everything feels exciting. You download an English learning app, you buy a notebook, you create a study schedule. You imagine yourself speaking fluently within a few months. Your motivation is high. But after some time, reality appears. You forget some words you learned. You make grammar mistakes. You listen to native speakers and understand only a few sentences, and suddenly, learning English starts feeling boring. This is the moment where many people quit, but this moment is not a sign that you are failing. It is actually a sign that you have entered the real learning stage, because every meaningful skill becomes difficult before it becomes natural. Think about going to the gym. During the first few days, you feel excited. You imagine building a strong body. But after a few weeks, the excitement disappears. Your muscles hurt. The results are not immediately visible. Many people stop. But the people who continue are the ones who eventually see transformation. Learning English works the same way. The results are not always visible every day. But every word you learn, every sentence you practice, and every mistake you correct is building your ability. Your brain is creating new connections. You are training a new skill. And just like physical exercise, progress requires patience. Now, let's discuss something important. Do not make English learning a punishment. Make it enjoyable. Many learners make the mistake of studying English in a way they hate. They only memorize grammar rules. They only read difficult textbooks. They force themselves to learn topics that are not interesting to them. And slowly their brain starts connecting English with stress. Instead, bring English into your daily life. If you love movies, watch movies in English. If you love music, listen to English songs and learn the lyrics. If you enjoy technology, watch technology videos in English. If you like cooking, follow English cooking channels. The goal is simple: make English a part of your lifestyle. Because when learning feels enjoyable, motivation becomes easier. You are no longer thinking, I have to study English. You start thinking, I enjoy using English. That small change in mindset can completely transform your journey. Another powerful strategy is set small goals, not impossible goals. Many learners create unrealistic goals. They say, I will become fluent in 3 months. I will memorize 5,000 words quickly. I will speak like a native speaker soon. Big goals can inspire you. But unrealistic expectations can destroy your motivation. When you do not achieve them quickly, you feel disappointed. Instead, create smaller goals. For example, today I will learn 5 useful sentences. This week I will speak English for 10 minutes every day. This month I will complete 1 English book. Small goals create small wins, and small wins create confidence. Psychologist B.F. Skinner studied the power of reinforcement and showed how positive feedback can strengthen behaviors. When your brain experiences success, even a small success, it becomes easier to repeat the action. So celebrate your progress. Finished a lesson, celebrate. Learn new vocabulary, celebrate. Spoke English even though you felt nervous, celebrate. Confidence is not created by waiting until you become perfect. Confidence is created by recognizing your improvement. Now let's talk about one of the biggest enemies of motivation, fear of making mistakes. Many people understand English but avoid speaking. Why? Because they are afraid. They think, what if people laugh at me? What if my pronunciation is wrong? What if I say something? Here is the truth: mistakes are not the opposite of learning. Mistakes are the process of learning. Every fluent English speaker has made thousands of mistakes. The difference is they did not allow mistakes to stop them. Imagine a child learning their first language. When a child says something incorrectly, they do not feel embarrassed. They simply try again. They experiment. They learn. Somewhere along the way, adults become afraid of mistakes. But language learning requires curiosity, not perfection. You do not need perfect English to start speaking. You need to start speaking to create better English. The first time you speak, it may feel uncomfortable. The first conversation may not be perfect. But every conversation makes the next one easier. Another method to stay motivated is create an English environment around yourself. Your environment influences your behavior more than you realize. If your entire day is only in your native language, your brain gets very little exposure to English. But if you surround yourself with English, your brain starts adapting. You can change small things, change your phone settings to English, follow English-speaking creators, listen to English podcasts while walking, write your daily notes in English, talk to yourself in English. Yes, talking to yourself may feel strange at first, but it is one of the most effective ways to practice. You can describe your actions. I am making tea. I am going to work. I am feeling tired today. These simple sentences train your brain to think in English. Remember, fluency is not only about knowing English. Fluency is about making English automatic. And automation comes from regular exposure. Now, let's discuss something that many learners ignore: your identity. The way you see yourself affects your results. Many people say, I am trying to learn English. There is a difference between saying, I am trying to learn English, and saying, I am an English learner. The second statement becomes part of your identity. You are no longer someone who occasionally studies English. You are someone who practices English every day. Successful people often build their identity before achieving their goals. A person does not become a writer after publishing a book. They become a writer when they start writing. A person does not become a runner after winning a race. They become a runner when they start running. Similarly, you become an English speaker by practicing speaking. Your identity changes your actions, and your actions create your results. Remember this: you do not need to be motivated every day. You only need to create a system that helps you continue even on difficult days. Some days you will study for 1 hour. Some days you may only practice for 10 minutes. That is okay. The important thing is, do not disappear from your journey. A small step forward is always better than stopping completely. Because the biggest secret of successful English learners is not talent, it is consistency. There is a powerful truth about learning any skill. The people who succeed are not always the most talented. They are usually the people who continue the longest. English learning is a perfect example. Many people start with the same dream. They want to speak confidently. They want to communicate with people around the world. They want better opportunities. But after a few months, only a small number of people continue. Why? Because success in language learning is not decided by how fast you start. It is decided by how long you continue. Your consistency is your biggest advantage. Now, let's talk about how to create a routine that keeps you motivated. The first rule is, make English learning simple. Many people create complicated plans. They say, tomorrow I will study grammar for 2 hours, memorize 100 words, watch 5 videos, and practice speaking for 1 hour. Sounds impressive. But most people cannot maintain this routine. After a few days, they feel exhausted. Then they stop completely. A better approach is to create a small routine that you can repeat every day. For example, 5 minutes of vocabulary, 10 minutes of listening, 5 minutes of speaking practice. That is only 20 minutes. But if you do it every day for a year, the result will be incredible. Remember, a simple habit repeated consistently is more powerful than a perfect plan that you abandon. Your brain loves patterns. When you repeat an action at the same time every day, your brain begins to expect it. This is how habits are created. You do not need to depend on motivation. You can depend on your routine. For example, choose a fixed time, maybe after waking up, maybe during your lunch break, maybe before sleeping. Create a small English habit. The goal is not to study a lot. The goal is to become the kind of person who never stops learning. Another important strategy is focus on progress, not perfection. Many English learners delay speaking because they are waiting for perfect English. They think, when my grammar becomes perfect, I will speak. When my vocabulary becomes bigger, I will speak. When my pronunciation improves, I will speak. This mindset creates a trap, because you improve by doing the thing you are afraid of. A person does not learn swimming by reading about water. They learn by entering the water. A person does not learn driving by watching videos forever. They learn by sitting behind the wheel. And you do not learn speaking English by only studying. You learn speaking by speaking, even if your sentences are simple, even if you make mistakes, even if you feel nervous. Every attempt is training your brain. One of the most effective ways to maintain motivation is measure your improvement correctly. Many learners ask, "Why am I not fluent yet?" But this question creates frustration because fluency takes time. Instead, ask better questions. What can I do today that I could not do before? Can I understand more than last month? Can I express my thoughts more clearly? Am I less afraid than before? These questions show your real progress. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. If you only look at the top, you may feel tired. But if you look back and see how far you have already climbed, you feel encouraged. Your English journey is the same. Look back sometimes, recognize your growth, give yourself credit. Another challenge many learners face is feeling stuck. There will be moments when you feel like you are not improving, you study, you practice, but suddenly everything feels the same. This stage is called a learning plateau. It happens in almost every skill. Your brain is still learning, but the progress is not obvious. Think about a plant growing. You cannot see the roots growing underground every day. But that does not mean nothing is happening. The same thing happens with your English. Your brain is absorbing vocabulary. Your listening ability is improving. Your pronunciation is becoming better. The changes may be invisible before they become noticeable. So do not quit during the quiet period. Many people stop right before their breakthrough. Now, let's talk about motivation from a psychological perspective. Human beings are naturally motivated when they feel three things: progress, connection, purpose. This idea is connected to self-determination theory, developed by psychologists Edward Desai and Richard Ryan. They explain that people become more motivated when they experience autonomy, competence, and connection. How does this apply to English? First, autonomy. You should have control over your learning. Choose topics you enjoy. Choose methods that work for you. Second, competence. You need to feel that you are improving. That is why tracking progress is important. Third, connection. Use English with real people. Communicate, share ideas, have conversations. Language is created for connection. When English becomes a tool to connect with others, learning becomes more meaningful. Another powerful technique is create emotional connections with English. Your brain remembers things connected with emotions. Think about your favorite song. You probably remember the lyrics easily. Why? Because the song creates an emotional experience. You can use the same idea for English. Watch stories, listen to inspiring speeches, read topics you love. Learn words that are useful for your real life. For example, instead of memorizing random vocabulary, apple, table, window, learn sentences you actually need. I would like to improve myself. I believe I can achieve my goals. I am working hard for my future. When words connect with your life, they become easier to remember. Now, here is a simple daily motivation system you can start today. Step 1. Spend 5 minutes reviewing old vocabulary. Do not only learn new words. Review is how your brain keeps information. Step 2. Spend 10 minutes listening. Listen to podcasts, videos, or conversations. Do not worry if you understand everything. Your brain is training. Step 3. Spend 5 minutes speaking. Talk about your day. Describe your thoughts. Repeat sentences. The goal is not perfection. The goal is practice. 20 minutes. That is enough to create progress. The secret is not doing something extraordinary once. The secret is doing something small consistently. Always remember, your English journey is not a race against other people. It is a promise you make to yourself. Every time you practice, you are investing in your future. Every new word is opening a new door. Every conversation is building confidence. Every mistake is making you stronger. The person who continues learning will always defeat the person who gives up. After everything we have discussed, there is one final lesson you need to understand. Learning English is not only about learning a language. It is about becoming a more confident version of yourself. Every time you choose to practice instead of giving up, you are building discipline. Every time you speak even though you feel nervous, you are building courage. Every time you learn something new, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of growth. The English language is not just a skill. For many people, it becomes a bridge to new opportunities, a bridge to new friendships, a bridge to a bigger world. And that bridge is built one small step at a time. Many learners ask, how long will it take me to become fluent? They want a specific answer, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. But the truth is everyone's journey is different. Your progress depends on your practice, your exposure, your environment, and your consistency. But one thing is certain, if you continue learning, you will improve. The only guaranteed way to fail is to stop. Think about where you could be 1 year from now. Imagine yourself having conversations in English. Imagine watching videos and understanding more. Imagine applying for opportunities with confidence. That future version of yourself is created by the actions you take today. Now, let's talk about something very important. Do not wait for confidence before you start. Many people think, when I become confident, I will speak English. Confidence does not come first, action comes first. Confidence is the result of action. You become confident by doing something repeatedly. The first time you speak English, it may feel uncomfortable. The 10th time, it becomes easier. The 100th time, it starts feeling natural. Confidence is built through experience. It is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. So do not wait for the perfect moment. Start with what you have. Use the words you know. Speak with simple sentences. Your English does not need to be perfect to be valuable. Another important mindset shift is stop seeing English as a subject. Start seeing it as a tool. Many students learn English only for exams. They memorize rules, they memorize answers, but they never use the language. A language is not meant to stay inside a notebook. It is meant to be used. English is a tool for communication. It allows you to share your thoughts. It allows you to understand different cultures. It allows you to access knowledge from around the world. When you see English as a tool instead of a difficult subject, your motivation changes. You stop asking, how many grammar rules do I need to memorize? And you start asking, how can I use English to improve my life? That question creates a completely different learning experience. Now, let's discuss how to stay motivated during difficult days, because difficult days will come. There will be days when you are busy. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be days when you feel like you are not improving. On those days, remember one simple rule: never miss twice. If you miss one day of practice, it is okay, life happens. But do not allow one missed day to become one missed month. Return quickly, even if you only practice for 5 minutes. A small action keeps the habit alive. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep moving. Another way to stay motivated is to surround yourself with people who support your goal. Your environment matters. If you constantly hear, English is too difficult, you will never become fluent. Why are you wasting your time? It can affect your confidence. Instead, connect with people who encourage learning. Join English communities. Practice with other learners. Watch inspiring stories of people who improve their English. Remember, your environment can either strengthen your motivation or weaken it. Choose an environment that helps you grow. Now, I want you to think about something. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. You have 2 choices. In one future, you continued learning English. You practiced a little every day. You made mistakes. You improved. Now you can communicate confidently. In another future, you stopped because you felt afraid. You gave up because progress was slow. Which future do you want? The choice is being created today. Your future self is depending on the decisions you make now. Every small effort matters. Let's create a promise that from today you will stop saying, I cannot learn English. Instead, you will say, I am improving my English every day. You will stop saying, I am too old to learn. Instead, you will say, I can learn at any stage of life. You will stop saying, I am afraid of mistakes. Instead, you will say, every mistake is helping me improve. Your words create your mindset creates your actions, and your actions create your future. Remember this. The best English learners are not people who never struggle. They are people who struggle but continue. They feel nervous but speak. They make mistakes but learn. They feel tired but practice. They keep going, and one day they look back and realize all those small efforts were worth it. If you are learning English right now, do not underestimate yourself. Maybe your progress feels slow. Maybe you are not where you want to be yet. But if you are still learning, you are already ahead of many people who gave up. Keep practicing, keep improving, keep believing in your ability to grow. Because every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once felt afraid. Every success story started with a single step. And your English journey can start with that step today. If this video helped you, remember one thing. Do not learn English because you hate your current level. Learn English because you believe in your future. Be patient with yourself. Stay consistent. And never forget. Small progress every day creates extraordinary results over time. Keep learning, keep growing, and one day you will look back and thank yourself for not giving up. Your English journey is not finished. It is just beginning.